Your blog is failing and you might not even know it. Martin here from Jammy Digital, where we help business owners like you to make your mark online. If that's exactly what you'd like to do, then please click on the subscribe button, then click on the bell icon to get notified the very next time that we release a video. So why is your blog failing? Well, I want to say first off that it's probably not your fault. So you're probably producing content on a regular basis, you're probably making sure it's high quality, you're probably trying to entertain, inform, and educate your ideal customers in order to get more traffic and more leads and more sales. Great. So what's the problem? Well, a blog in the traditional sense is quite outdated. You know, it's a framework that we all use on our websites, even WordPress websites, that is quite user friendly and not great. So what I mean by that is when you add a new post to your website, that gets added to the most recent slot on your blog. The next post down is the one that you produced a week ago, and then the one further down is the one you produced 3 weeks ago, or whatever it may well be for you. Now that's a problem because who's to say that the post that you've just shared is the most relevant for that customer at that time? If it's not, what's to stop them clicking away? You know, if you produce one post about this topic, but previously you've produced content that's more focused on what they want to do, what the problem that they want to solve, then you may well lose that visitor. If they are wanting to stick around and they do want to do a little bit of digging, they're going to have to click 2 or 3 pages in to find all of your content. That's what we call the archive graveyard, and that's not where you want your visitor to be. You don't want them working in order to find content, and you don't want them working for content that you've created, that took you hours or weeks or even months to produce, to have them click through page after page after page, because most people won't. I'll be honest, they're not going to do that. So what can you do instead? Well, you could have a learning center on your website. A learning center is a phrase that's been coined by Marcus Sheridan, who's a good friend of ours. Now, a learning center is a page on your website, in addition to your blog, that allows people to search for the content that they want. It's a very user-friendly, very easy to use page, and it just allows people to not have to click through all of the blog posts that you've done in reverse chronological order and then end up banging their head against a brick wall. It's not fun, it's not what you want them to do, so a learning center will solve that problem for you. So I'm going to show you what a learning center looks like right now. I'm going to head over to my computer and we'll have a look. So here we are at our learning center. So we have a learning center on our website. As you can see up here, we've got the link Learn in the main menu item, but we also have the blog as well. And the reason for that is that people know what a blog is. They might not know what a learning center is right away. So you always want to include blog somewhere so that people can click on it and get that reverse chronological order kind of setup that we were speaking about before. But the learning center needs a page of its own as well. So let's look at the key elements. So the first thing you can see here is a big search bar. Imagine that someone's on your website and they know what they want to type in. Maybe they want to type in something like how to collect payments on our website. So they type in payments and then they hit search, and they're going to get to the content where we talk about payments on your website. So that's really important. That's the main focal point for the Learning Center. Have a big search field so people can type in what they want, much like they do on Google. The next section down is a link to the most prominent categories. So we've looked at our stats and we've looked at our content, and we worked out that there were 4 main categories. Working with us, articles about working with us and what that includes and what's involved. Articles about looking for an agency. Maybe someone's out there struggling for an agency and they're not sure how to find one. Maybe they just want some website tips. Maybe they want some SEO tips. We've decided what our main categories are. You need to decide what the main categories are for your website too. Then we decided to break down the content type. So we've got read articles, watch videos, and listen to the podcast. Not everybody will want to read your content. Not everybody will want to watch a video. And not everybody will want to listen to a podcast. So that's why we've given people these options. How do you like to consume content? Great. Go and click on this link and then get all of the content in that format. So it's just a more user-friendly way. Then we have most common questions. This is a really important part of a learning center. And this is where you break down all of the most common questions that you have or that you get, and then link them to a particular post on your website that answers that question. So how much does it cost for a website? A really common question we get asked. Why your website is not performing? Do I need to use WordPress? These are questions that people ask on a regular basis. So we decided to create this section for the Learning Center and then link to a particular post that answers that question. Really, really important. You might not have a post to answer every question right away, and that's okay. But what you could do is you could have like an FAQ section, which I'll show you an example in a minute that's done that. But if you've not got that content yet, then you could use this, temporarily until you've got lots of content. We've then got a read full FAQ button, which you can click on there and you can read a full FAQ with lots more questions. Then we have a resource section. So this is where we've linked to various resources that we provide, things like lead capture and checklists and, check your score. Loads of good stuff there so that people can see this as a little bit of a freebie zone. Something that's really, really helpful, builds up extra trust and credibility, and it gets people more involved with this page. It's a very, interactive page for someone to be on, and very, very helpful. So another example is this page here. So this is a learning center that we've created for our members, where we provide them with a template for a learning center along with other pages as well. So this is slightly different color scheme, different style, different everything. But we've still got a learning center. As you can see, a few of the common things. We've got the big search field here. We've got the main categories. We've then got the recent content, latest content. This would be good if you don't have an awful lot of content. Maybe you've got less than 10 articles. So this would be a good idea for you to just show recent articles. It doesn't always have to be a link to the podcast, a link to the video, or a link to your articles. You could just fill that section with recent content if you like. Then we have sort of an FAQ type, most common questions. Like I said a second ago, I was going to show you a simpler way to do this, which would be this kind of mini FAQ section. So these are the most common questions that you get, but you can actually give them a short answer here. And if you do have a full article or a full podcast or video that answers this, then you can actually hyperlink to say, read more about this topic, and then use that as the link. And then you can link them to the particular article. And then we have a read full FAQ. And again, if you don't have one, you don't need a button to that. And again, another resource section. So this is what you're really looking to have on your website. A learning center that makes finding content and consuming content more fun and easier. So that's what we really want, a user-friendly way for people to consume content without banging their head against a brick wall. So I hope you found that video useful. Go and get yourself a learning center right now. Either build it yourself or ask your web developer to build you a learning center so that people aren't missing your content. If you found this video useful, you're going to love this. This is our brand new free PDF. This will show you 54 ways that you can improve your website right now. Go to jammydigital.com/54 ways.